on back, my friends. All right, so we're gonna begin standing, and we will definitely focus on hips, hamstrings, and low back today with a little bit of movements to begin. So we'll step outside our hips width distance. And to start, we'll have our hands on our low back. This is a great option. Or you can put your fists on your low back. In doing so, we're just gonna gently push forward and open our front body. Not a back bend yet, just a little guidance forward. Breathe in, lift your heart, guide your hands or your knuckles into your low back. And as you exhale, turn feet so they're parallel to one another. Keep your hands where they are. I like palms better for the forward fold. And we're gonna pull our elbows towards one another as we fold here. When you fold down, bend your knees as much as you need to take good care of your hamstrings in their first stretch. We have our hands on our low back or our fists on our low back to keep pulling apart on the front of our chest. Let's roll to rise. We're gonna go one more, this time a bit further forward. Bend your knees, lift and lengthen, and then give a little push forward. Chin opens up. When you're ready to exhale, bend your knees, float back down to forward fold. Keep pulling your elbows towards one another. Squeeze your shoulder blades in to give your spine a kiss. And on your next inhalation, rise. Stretch your arms to the sky this time. Open your arms in a big V so your shoulders can release. Step a bit wider and turn your toes out just a little. Reach over to the right side. Take a big side body stretch, awakening some good energy here. Send your body to the other side. Lots of breath. Establish a connection to it. Stay present with it. One more each side. Now, yogis, you definitely sacrificed something to be here today. Great job committing to your self-care. Switch sides. So now that you've done the hard work, we're gonna try to really stay present. Give ourselves the gift of that presence. Be with your body and your breath for class. Come back to center, stay open. Clasp your hands behind your low back, a slow journey down, and step your feet together. Soft elbows as opposed to really locked. We soften them, but still send our knuckles down. Heart rises, we're tipping to the right again, this time letting our left foot explore a little lift. Maybe it's a big lift if you're feeling balanced. If you're a little wobbly, tap down, keep trying to rise. One more breath. Hands stay, but as we rise to both feet, we're gonna switch our thumbs. So whichever thumb's on top, come with the other one, and then all four fingers follow suit. Lift and lengthen, breathe in. Breathe out, tip left, and let your right leg explore some balancing today. So through class, my hope every time you move with me is that you feel like it's a win. If we start to feel defeated in any way, frustrated or tense, you move away from that. Readjust, recheck in with your breath, and come back to us. Feet flat, arms rise, huge breath in. Hands fall to your outer hips now. We're gonna give them a little squeeze in like an accordion. Soften your knees and circle through your hips. Now we wanna move slowly in the beginning, especially if you've been seated all morning. Just checking in here, and if you encounter some resistance, just pause in that spot, or you can pulse in that spot. Continue circling smoothly when you're ready. And we definitely wanna switch direction, but you choose how many you do each way. Through class, please linger extra long if something feels really good. Back to the center when you're ready. Just a little swish side to side, working on wakening up your sides. Close your big toes, and we'll bring our hands to our knees. Same thing with our knees. We're just gonna circle them around. Everything else moves too, but we're focusing on the knees. Working down into our ankles. And if you find some resistance, maybe you just stay, you can give it a rub. Even just mentally, breathe to it and allow it to release. Switch directions. Once you get done circling several times that way, let's re-widen, but stay in this little baby squat. And we're gonna push some cats here. Press into an angry cat back. Press off your thighs. I prefer to roll my fingers inwards to get a really good grip on the thighs here and press away. Grab the front of your kneecaps and pull into cow. Navel forward, tail pushes back, head pushes back. Our front body is really open. We pull in our knees to help that. Press away. Feel free to scoot your fingers in a new place that helps you feel steady on your legs. Round your eyes towards your belly here. Inhale, drop belly, lift tail, lift head, cow. We're going to go through one more, yogis. Exhale. Inhale. Stay in your cow. Feel a big stretch. If you don't, pull more on your knees. Take a peek over your right shoulder. Soften your jaw. Separate your lips. Soften the corners of your eyes. Peek over your left shoulder. Come back to center with your eyes. Push into that angry cat. Tuck and round your back, and then you're going to peek under your right armpit. Tuck your chin right down towards your collarbone. Stay in your cat. Tuck your chin to left collarbone. Look under that left armpit. As you roll to rise, my friends, let's lift and lengthen one more time. Whoo. Sometimes we might feel like we need a little shake, a little shimmy, a little dance. Those are tough stretches, so shake free. Bring your hands to goal post. Take a big inhalation and scoop your elbows forward like you're lifting your heart up onto the shelf. Exhale, press palms and forearms together. Bow, chin to chest, elbows to navel. Try that again. Big breath up and rise. Goal post. Scoop your heart onto that shelf. Exhale, round. Inhale, rise again, big arms, and then we'll drop them down to shoulder height. Shrug your shoulders a few times. Let's try to drop them down from our earlobes. Good work. Roll them backwards. If that's really hard with straight arms, it is really hard, then you can always bend your arms and move your elbows with it. But I like that challenge. It's really nice. Can you switch that direction? Whoop. It's not easy. Try to bring it forward, and you'll notice sometimes I get my whole body going because it's hard to circle forward. We'll breathe, and we just do the best we can all through class. Same thing with your fists. Let the shoulders be still. Make a fist, and we'll roll them forward. While you're doing this, lift out of your heels. Spread the balls of your feet and your toes. Starting to work on our balance. Switch your circles. Back you go. Woo, my ankles are quaking. Know that whenever we're balancing and tumbling around, you're not alone. I'm always wobbling with you. Beautiful job, yogis. Let the heels fall. Sweep your arms up and overhead. Let's shake out our shoulders. Bend your knees. Sweep down and back. Inhale, rise. Fast. Exhale. Exhale. I love a good open mouth exhalation. It's cleansing. It helps us get rid of some stale, stagnant energy. We have two more. It feels better. Stay at the tip top. One more wrist exercise. Bring stop signs to me. Open finger stop signs. Even your thumb. Good work. Drop your fingers. Try again. Flex and bend. Think about stretching the bottom of your wrist and then the top of your wrist. We're gonna go for 3 more. Breathe in, breathe out. I challenge you to lift out of your heels for the last 2. Beautiful. 1 more. Always gets more interesting when we add the balance. Flick them down. Beautiful. Sweep wide. Let your heels fall, not a minute too soon, and release to forward fold. Well done on your warm-up, yogis. Let's stretch here. Lift halfway. Fingers press off your shins. Your crown is really pulling from the tail. Your collarbones are wide, pulling from your hips. Release back down to forward fold. Right leg steps back. Take a moment to let it get cozy, whether you put something under it or not. Dropping into a low hip kneeling lunge. If you have a really, really tight feeling in your hips right here, you can rise and press hands onto your left thigh, easing down bit by bit. If you feel comfy low, feel free to rock and roll. Elevate your right knee, move your toes wide, and then shift forward and back with your body weight. I call this sawing, like you would saw into a piece of wood. Saw forward and back. Hello, ankles. Hello, bottoms of feet and toes. Let's welcome them to the party. On one of your shifts forward, step forward, revisit your fold, revisit your halfway lift as you breathe in. And on the out breath, drop back to fold. Left leg steps back, getting cozy under the left knee, welcoming your hips. Breathe some warmth into them. Move wherever it feels good, whether you're high and you're trying to ease down, or you're already low and moving side to side. All right, yogis, let's go another round, but we're gonna add our arms. Elevate your left knee, please. Really widen up your toes here. You might wanna shift your stance so you feel long. We're gonna push forward and back. Can you breathe into your left calf as you move here? Okay, let's take this next round with some fun arms. Shift forward, step forward, hang in forward fold, lift halfway, breathe in. Wide collarbones like they're smiling. Exhale, surrender into fold. Right leg steps back. We're gonna lunge still, but rise in your arms, everybody. Yogi's choice, right toes tucked or untucked. Allow your hips to come somewhere where they feel interesting, front right side. Right arm swivels back towards your right calf. Reach for anything back there, even if it's space. Fingers spread wide from one another. Watch me before you move, yogis. It's a little tricky coordination-wise. We're gonna windmill the arms down to twisted lunge. Windmill the arms right back up to where we came from. Okay, before you go, squeeze your inner thighs together. Stay steady in your foundation. Big breath in. Exhale, windmill the arms, twisted lunge. Right arm down, left fingers up. Big breath in. Windmill the arms, right arm reaching back, left arm reaching up. And if you fall over, I've done it a bunch too, I almost did. Windmill back down. Windmill back up. We call this a reverse lunge into a twisted lunge. One more big round. Make your circles as big as possible. Finding your twisted lunge, elevate your right knee. Move a little forward and back, saw forward and back. When your kneecap feels pretty good, let's release the left hand. One of those swings forward will take you into forward fold. Great job, yogis. Let's roll to rise before we continue. Big breath in. We're just gonna stretch through that right leg again. I always think about our muscles getting a little short and stiff when we sit a lot. Let's pull our right heel towards our buns. So we're gonna work on lengthening your quadricep muscle today. Left arm is anywhere that you feel really balanced. And if you can capture the top of your foot, we'll attempt to squeeze our heel towards our buns. Two things make this feel better. Think about tucking your tailbone under, pulling your hips right under your ribs and your heart. And then give a little kick into your right leg as if you want to straighten it. Beautiful job. One more breath, incorporating that little tuck of your pelvis under, a little kick in your right leg. And as you tumble down, try to keep your foot. We're finding forward fold with our quad stretch. Be careful as you go, yogis. That's a toughie. Release your quad stretch, fingertips to the floor. Right toes still poking skywards, and slowly let them down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Let's start from the beginning. Forward fold on an exhale. Left leg, long lunge back, making sure we feel really nicely planted here, soft under our knee. Rise through the arms. Left arm reaches behind. You may not touch anything, or you might find, oh, hey, there's my knee, there's my calf. Maybe even some of you can reach your heel. Cool. Breathe in. You remember how we do this? It's 2 forward strokes of a swim, like 1, 2, land, and then 2 back strokes of a swim to rise. 1, 2, find the sky, okay? Brain yoga. We're gonna work our coordination today, yogis. Breathe in. On an exhale, windmill. Twisted lunge, left arm down, right arm high. Breathe in. Exhale, windmill. Be careful, you might topple over when you do that windmill. Exhale, turn to the other side. Exhale, switch. Feels really good though once you get it together, right? Working with your breath and your movement. Last round. Next time you find yourself in your twisted lunge, please pause. Elevate your left knee, saw forward and back. Just bring your left kneecap back to life. Wiggle through your fingers, turn through your wrist. Top arm falls, one of those sways forward, swings your back leg into forward fold, and we ripple our spine one little bit by bit to the sky. All the way up. First quad stretch of the day. Grabbing left foot, if possible. Listen, that's really hard, so if we can't capture it, no worries. Keep stretching for it. Options, if you happen to have it in your house, dog leash, belt, yoga strap, that'd be great. Robe belt, anything works. And you lasso the top of your foot and try to pull it in. Little tilt forward of your pelvis, tail under. Little kick into your left leg. So nice. All that breath, you're breathing straight down through your kneecap there. As you exhale, sweep up. Push out anything that's no longer serving you. One more big breath in. Here comes the fun part. You ready? No surprises. We already did it once. Fold forward with your left foot still tucked towards your buttons. Fingertips fall, toes try to stay, and then the slowest descent into forward fold. Great job, yogis. Halfway lift, breathe in. Let's finally get into our vinyasas. Forward fold. Right leg steps back. Find a high lunge this time. Arms and torso rise. You always make the decision whether it's best for you to kneel or stay lifted. Right arm releases back, stay really tall. Reverse lunge. Beautiful job. Same thing just with our knee lifted, yogis. Windmill the arms, twisted lunge, left arm rises. Take a peek towards your left fingers, give them a wiggle. Release hands, push back, downward facing dog. Now this being your first one, really listen to your body. I love to give you 2 breaths to explore, be curious, and check in. Moving as you feel good. Don't worry about anyone else. If we need to widen our chest or shoulders, we turn our index fingers out just about an inch to the right and the left. And in your time, yogis, we're coming together. Lift both heels, high dog. Stay with heels lifted, but push through your palms. Chest slides further to your thighs. Heels melt back down. Inhale again, heels rise. This time we roll forward. Think of that angry cat we started with. Shoulders land over your wrists. Knees may like to tap down. If so, tops of feet relax. Chaturanga, low and slow here, melting completely into the mat. Walk your toes as far back as possible and reach towards each pinky toe. Let's turn our pinky fingers in, thumbs out, palms face the floor. We're tenting our fingers as far back as we can reach, maybe right next to our hips or thighs. Toes push down, all 5, even your baby toe is helpful here. Upper body rises, our finger pads are pushing us up. Our hips are anchored down, but we are lifting from the backs of our necks, working our first low back bend today. Breathing and extending. Out through your toes, shoot some breath. Pull it through your crown. One more squeeze of your back body. Exhale, release. Fingers come by your sides, palms press you back. Child's pose. Woo, that feels so good. This is a great place to take a break, my friends. Walk your fingers way far forward to feel energy under your arms and through your sides. If you're looking for the opposite, a little snuggle and a little relaxation, you can wrap hands around your baby toes. Rest on one temple or the other. One more breath, doing what you're enjoying. Toes tuck under, body shifts forward. We lift ourselves up to downward facing dog. Right leg begins to reach skywards, a big stretch up as high as it feels good to you. From here, lift your left heel, the grounded heel, so you feel like you've stepped even higher into your dog. Look at your thumbs, step in between your thumbs. It's okay if you got stuck. Grab your ankle wherever it landed and help it right forward so it's underneath your knee. Beautiful. High lunge, yogis. Breathe and rise with me. High in the upper body, you choose whether you continue low lunging today. Left arm circles back, reverse lunge, big beautiful breath in. Windmill forward and down, twisted lunge. Your left arm falls, right arm rises. Pause here for a second, allow your fingers to wiggle around. Top arm falls, eyes look down, we step back, leg forward, tucking nose up towards your chest, lengthening the back of your neck completely. Rolling tiny bit by tiny bit to the sky, stacking your spine vertebrae by vertebrae. Lengthen here. Exhale, tumble right back down. One more round, but we're gonna switch things up a bit. Inhale, halfway lift. Last round in a warrior flow, in our strength flow. Forward fold on your exhale. Left leg steps back. From lunge, this time we roll the blade edge of our left foot down. Warrior two, that entire left foot is flat. Arms fall at shoulder height. Just pausing. Turn your palms up. Great for opening our hips. Now our knee is a little tricky. It wants to cave in. We're gonna push it out towards our baby toes. If we don't have that power yet in our glutes, use your hand, palm or back of hand, guide it open. Very nice. Now think more, wider through your wingspan, taller crown from tail, more lifted in your left inner arch. Stay with all that power, yogis, and reach your right arm to the sky. Left arm can fall, or for the challenge today, reach it up like you're hugging a vacation beach ball. Not me, my kids are vacationing at the beach right now, but not me. Come on back to warrior two. Good work. Right forearm light to the thigh, left arm overhead, or grab your vacation disco ball. Are things reopening around you? Maybe. Maybe we're heading out to party under the disco light sometime soon. Big breath in. Right back to warrior two. Right thigh feeling something? Oh yeah, good work, yogis. Swivel back forward to your right toes. Push back, downward facing dog, and take a break. Work through your body, maybe a little sway or a wiggle. Release that tension. Great work getting strong, my friends. Let us inhale together, find plank. You're welcome to kneel again. We chaturanga as slowly as possible. Feel as if you are melting into your mat. Toes far back. Same as last time, we're gonna anchor our tented fingers by our side bodies. Thumbs face out, pinkies in. Really engage your triceps. Do you feel the back of your upper arms here as you do this? Toes, knees, and thighs will rise. Back of neck rises. You're anchoring through your pelvis, pushing through your fingers, and uplifting your body. If you have any compression in your low back, widen your arms and your legs. Take some pressure out. Stay lifted, stay long. Breathing steady here. One more, yogis. Use your finger pads to help you lift a little higher. While you're getting tired, you're also getting stronger and more limber. So you'll notice you can do a little more here. Release. Well done. Hands by side bodies. Palms push us back. Take a sway in your child's pose. Hips to one side, hips to the other. Or you can make it a full circle if that feels really nice. Love these full circles. I touch my knees together for these. Makes things a little bit easier, I believe. And if you did full circles, let's switch the other way. All right, yogis, from child's pose, let's find dog together. Shift forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Take as much as you need for as long as you need, and join me in a moment. Inhale together, heels rise. Exhale, heels melt back. Now when your heels are rising, stay in your down dog upper body. Chest is still pushing back. We're just lengthening here. Ease back. Left leg rises, three-legged dog. Big breath in. Rise up through your right heel, your grounded heel, so you feel like you're lifting into the tallest three-legged dog you've ever done. Look forward to your thumbs. Step right between your thumbs. It's super easy for me to say that. Hard to do, right? So if you got stuck, grab that ankle, help it forward, align knee over your ankle. Beautiful job. Back leg, step it in. Roll to rise. Take a very, very slow lift all the way to the sky. Oh, that felt good. Clasp your hands behind your low back. One more star pose, but once we find it, we're gonna add on a little quad stretch. Lean to the left. Extend your right leg. No big deal, you've been here before, right? Right arm releases, grab on. Now it's a big deal. So we're gonna keep leaning. I like to chase the left fingers, reach them out, reach them further. Beautiful job. One more big breath in. Release right away. Clasp the opposite thumb on top. Lift your chest. Lean to the right. Lift your leg. Connect with breath. Heel to butt. Left hand reaches. Don't worry about grabbing it, but if you can, cool. Reach the right arm out. Send your body into this balance. Everyone's doing the best they can. No worries about what you can or cannot do. No storylines. Just be with your breath and body. Come back to the center. Reach. Release. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Right leg steps back. Find a high lunge, and as soon as you do, windmill. The arms down, the blade edge of your right foot falls, and just be in warrior two. Spin your palms up for more openness in your neck, your chest, and your collarbones. So remember what we're looking for here. Wide, open left knee. Maybe it needs a little assistance coming out towards your baby toe. Think about energy up the right inseam, lifting your inner arch, and down, pressing right blade into the floor. Wider wings. Taller torso. Okay, keep it all. I believe in you. You can do this. Reverse your warrior. Would you like to hold that beach ball? Big breath in. Stay soft as you move here. Stay loving and compassionate. Well done today. Warrior two. Reset your body. Find all your spaciousness. Lean to the left side. And if you want to hold that disco ball, it's still here for us. Reach. Give it a squeeze. Maybe you're twinkling the lights above you. I love to move my fingers when they're up high. Great job, yogis. Come on back to your warrior two. One more super wide, super long breath. Windmill arms down. Find a low lunge. We have made it to our last vinyasa. Push back, downward facing dog. Take a breath to do everything that you're wishing for in your body. All right, come to me, yogis. Lift your heels. Look forward. You're going to take little tiny tiptoe steps forward, or you're going to bend your knees and hop your feet forward. That's a fun one. Try it. Like a little frog. Hop, hop. Roll to rise. As you get to the top, we're finishing our done strength. Now we're going to check the balance box too. Let's finish this. Lift out of your heels. You can come wider than you are now. Wider will always be a bit more stable. So for the biggest challenge, big toes together. Can barely do the wide challenge. So I'm gonna stick a little wider. Suspension pose. Once you're up out of both heels and arms are really wide, we're gonna pretend that we're being lifted from our collarbones. So we lift our eyes up towards the ceiling or the sky, whatever's above you. Breathe fully, yogis, and revisit your width. Soften shoulders down. Widen wings, widen your legs. Lift a bit taller. And on an exhale, come back to me. Heels melt. Forward fold. Did you find that still moment? Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes we don't find it at all. Be proud of everything you accomplished there. Sway, tick-tock. Hold on to opposite elbows or forearms, get a little heavier up top. And when you feel that you have fully recovered, your breath has returned to a soft pace, let's roll to rise for a final balance. Okay, you remember our quad stretching emphasis today, right? Let's do a little bit more. Left arm comes forward, right arm swims back. And if it feels cranky or crotchety or sticky or tight in that shoulder, take a few. So it feels really good. We're gonna catch the inside, if you can, the inside of our right foot. A little dancer's teapot. We're gonna combine the two. So dancers first, yogis. We're gonna reach the feet away from the fingers. Kick into your right leg like you're trying to straighten it, and you find this big extension. So you're in dancer's pose, also known as teapot in my world, and we're gonna tip the teapot if you feel steady. Tipping as you hinge forward, your spout lowers, and we re-rise. Big breath in. This is the very challenging part of dancers. Feel free to stay up if you prefer. Try to tip your teapot once, twice, maybe even 4 times if you feel great. A little bit goes a long way on that one. We're gonna breathe in to lower. Breathe out to rise. Stay steady for one more breath. Really proud of all the effort you're putting in here. As you reach left arm to sky, release your right foot, but then continue backstroking here to release your shoulders. If it's too much straight arms, just push your elbows back. You might also like to shake out your wrists and your fingers. Oh, that's hard work. Great job. We're almost done balancing. Right arm forward. Left arm, as it reaches back, take a circle or a bunch. If you feel a little tightness, here, a click or two, you're welcome to work around the corner. When you feel great, we're going to catch the inner side of our left foot. Why inner? Look at my shoulder, my friends. See how my shoulder is happy and open? If I come outer, it tends to turn in. Harder to breathe, harder to open. So we try to get the inner. Beautiful. Reach right arm forward, kick into your left leg, create your teapot, and then either hold it, just gonna sit on the table, or you can pour some tea. And if you're like me, you can spill it all over the place. Listen, when we have one of those days, you just gotta giggle, dust it off your shoulders, come back if you want to. Remember, we want the class to feel like a win. If defeat ever starts to creep in, doubt or discouragement, we let it go. We move on. 2 more breaths. If you can, you tip. If not, be proud of where you are. 1 more. Rise and shine. Allow your leg to fall softly, and once it meets the ground, try your backstroke 1 more time. If your elbows, wrists, or fingers are tired from your hold, give it all a shake. Oh, feels good to be done balance. Great job, yogis. 1 more lift to the sky. 1 more forward fold. From this forward fold, let us have a seat together. We're gonna do some quad stretching down here. So option, yogis. Both legs are straight. We're gonna lean to the left and tuck our right toes behind us. We're trying to lean back, but if that's too much, your option will be just to hold on and quad stretch seated. Leaning a little to the left will allow you to lift that knee and get deeper. But if you tucked back and you feel like you can sit happily, we're trying to lean back a little bit. Bring hands behind you for support, lean back a little more. Keep going. You might even be able to land on your forearms. Now, wherever you go when you lean back, keep your side bodies really energized and your lower back lifted, really opening into your heart space here. People usually ask if your toes, I like them to be tucked under, if it's okay for them to turn out. Does your knee hurt? If the answer is no, then you can do anything your heart desires. Now, if you need more, once you lay back, your knees are wide open here, right? You're gonna try to close your right knee towards the left. And your left leg gets the bonus of just being able to completely chill out. It's cool as a cucumber down there. Right knee may be elevated off the ground. If you're lying back, The goal someday will be to lie back and still have our knee plugged in. I don't like to offer it in class because it's tough to get out of, but you can certainly fully lie back here if that is in your practice. If you did that, please make sure that you tuck your chin into your chest before you rise so we don't leave our neck hanging behind. One more breath, yogis. On the exhale, everyone's chins are tucked towards their chest. We're rising out, and we'll join our friends that lean to the left. Everyone let go of that right leg, and we'll send it out. It might feel pretty useless for a second. That's okay. We're just going to let it be. Give the knee a rub. Move around through your foot if it went to sleep. If your foot feels crampy, you might need to rub it. Good work, yogis. Let's try again. Lean to the right. Tuck your left toes behind you, and if this is where you want to stay, great. Let's just hug on your leg. I like to lean right so you can lift your knee and get a little bit of a bigger stretch. Okay. Otherwise, we're staying tucked or possibly toes out. Leaning back a little bit. Brace your hands behind you. Lift your chest. Come lower if it feels good. Energize your side bodies. Really breathe up and down the length of your left thigh. Feeling like you want a little more, draw your left knee closer to your right knee. Breathing in, opening left to right as much as you're lengthening your quadriceps. Just a couple more breaths in here. Now, if you laid flat or you dropped your head back, let's all bring our chins to our chests and then climb back up. We'll lean to the right, and if you had a hold of your leg, let it go. Release. Feeling useless in that leg is normal. So give it a little massage, bring everything back to life. Maybe you just kind of tick-tock it around, bend it, straighten it, whatever you need to do. Great job, yogis. Let's have a seat. We're gonna cross our left shin in front, scooch, scooch, scooch all the way back with our sits bones, and then bring our hands to our knees again. Pull your belly forward. Sit up really tall. Right arm falls. Lift up and over. Progressive side bends. We're getting a little bigger in them. Left hand falls. Right arm rises up and over. Do that again, but can you bend your right elbow this time? Maybe you even fall to your forearm. Our goal as we move through this, yogis, will be to keep our sits bones grounded. That will give us something to stretch away from. There we go, lengthening every time now. Reach off over your right knee, so a bit on the diagonal, still side bending, just feeling it a bit differently. Come to the left knee, right outside or in front of it. Reach up and over. Right arm comes behind, just behind your right cheek. Lift up and over. Same thing with the left arm on the back diagonal. Reach up and over. And then take a total load off. Reach forward, possibly landing arms on thighs, maybe hands on thighs, or down lower. Let's reconnect our sits bones and stretch away from those. Open your heart, big breath in. And as you exhale, feeling free to completely surrender, chin might tuck to chest. Take a moment to let the back of your neck hang really heavily. Soften the corners of your eyes, your cheeks, bottom jaw down from the top, and let your lips part. Re-rise when you're ready, my friends. Hands walk behind you. In my opinion, this is the best part of the practice at the end when we slow down. So if you need longer, this is where I really encourage you to linger. We're gonna undo the right leg and sweep it behind us, moving into either modified or full pigeon. So modified is knees 90 degrees, both bent and not touching one another. We come over the left knee. If we straighten the right leg, we come into a more full version of a pigeon. And we just want to keep twisting our hips towards our left knee, trying to roll that right hip a bit forward. Yogi's choice to have toes tucked or untucked on your back leg if it's straight. And it's your choice where you land. So if this feels really nice, but your hips and your glutes want a little more, you might soften deeply in, dropping your belly, your chest, your facial expression. This is your time to really honor your body. I love to think about getting out what we put in. So the more you love yourself, the more others will love you. The more you take care of yourself, the more that will come back on you. The more we send loving compassion to our body, the more we receive it. We are staying in pigeon for 3 more breaths. So even if you're in the modified version, you have the option to add on your quad stretch. One last time today. We're going to lean off to the left side and bend our right knee if it's not yet, and see if we can't catch the top of that foot. Now this time you can come from the outer side. Inner side is great too. But if you catch the outer side, just make it a point to roll your shoulder open and go where you want, Yogi. So you may come back down. I'm going to try to move off of my left cheek down into the center of my pelvis. Let that hover above the floor. And if you came really forward, you might want to take a little pillow with your left hand and rest your forehead on the back of it. Some of you may like the mermaid or the merman version where you sit up really tall in your quad stretch. You bind the top of your right foot and the crook of your elbow, big back bending quad stretching version. There are no rules. Make up your own. Let me know what you call it. I love a new something to learn. One more beautiful breath. Wherever you've landed, maybe you'll explore something new on this one. And on your exhale, let's just really slowly ease out of this stretch. Depending on what your body's craving, let's stretch our hips in some way. Maybe you roll back and you do a couple of windshield wipes, or just take your legs straight, give them a jiggle, soften your body for a moment. That was nice. Well done, yogis. Left leg will bend and right leg will come in front for a so-called easy seat, as they say. Shift your hips back. Beautiful. We're going to do some twisting side bends this time. So let's reach forward to begin. Scoot your sits bones far back and then walk your fingers far forward. Reaching the right arm behind you, just to the wall behind you, not the ceiling yet. We're just going to open first. Try to use your left fingers sticky on the ground to push you open more. Now sweep the right arm to the sky if it feels good. This is a big twist, so the side bend's going to be pretty intense. See how you like it. Good work, yogis. Keep twisting, keep side bending, breathing, softening your face. And as you exhale, spin back towards the floor, fold over your easy seat. Inhale, left arm sweeps behind you. Same thing, just spreading your wings wide, front to back, possibly looking towards your left thumb. If this feels great and you're itching for more, left arm rises. Side bend, reach over, dropping tension out of the bottom shoulder. It's like a little kickstand, but your earlobe is far from your shoulder head. Neck still feels spacious. Release on down to the ground. Right arm comes back again. This time we're going to try to press the right palm onto the small of our back. Use that big twist and swivel your elbow away from your shoulder. I love this. You get a nice deep internal shoulder stretch here. It's okay if that doesn't work in your body. Just keep reaching back. One more big breath. As you release, forward fold, take a big sigh of an exhale. Inhale, sweep your left arm behind you. When you give your blow back a little high five, just make sure that the arm doesn't stay down. See my chicken wing, it kind of looks like it's down. We want to lift up and out. So we spin the shoulder open and then peek over the inner left shoulder. Hardest part is softening our breath in a big twist, isn't it? Take a really huge breath in. And as you exhale, release. One more little stretch for this side, yogis. Climb up and crisscross your elbows, holding on to your opposite knees. Just notice which one's on top, doesn't matter. Tuck your chin, round your back behind you. One of my favorite back stretches here. Really hugging onto the knees so you feel like you're pulling your shoulder blades apart. Your spine will crack open and just tension flies out. Breathe in nothing but good energy to your spine. Bring in some new energy. And as you exhale, release the grasp. Sit tall. Roll your shoulders back and down. That one takes a second to calm down from. Just hold on here. When you're feeling sorted, switch arms. Same stretch, but now the opposite arm will be on the top. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, roll away. See if you can crack open the back body, expose the back of your heart, let it puff high to the sky. Chin tucks, even the vertebrae in your neck are opening. Lots of love, lots of breath to these areas. As you exhale, float back forward. Uncross your arms. Another moment where you really don't expect much. You might need to move a little bit around here to there. Open your front body back up. And when you're ready, we'll let that left leg escape. Lean to your right. Modified pigeon means our knees are bent and they're not touching one another. Feeling free to fold here. Or you can send that left leg all the way back, toes tucked around the toes. For the first few breaths, we're just gonna chill. Breathing in to sit really tall. Find length in your spine and keep that as you descend on an exhale. And if you've made your way down to your forearms, either on your front leg or on your knee, on the floor, turn them towards the sky so we can open left to right here. Try to bow your chin down, maybe rest your eyes. Closing the shutters on your windows to the world, giving your mind a moment to come within. And you can continue to linger where you are, but if you'd like to add on a bit more with me, let's see if that quad stretch is available. You can do it from your bent knee, kind of like we started with earlier. Or if your leg is straight, we'll try to continue rolling hips towards our right knee. Options to move right hand wherever, spin left shoulder wherever. And if you decide to come really low again, you can use the back of your right hand like a little pillow and rest your forehead down on it. Option to sit high and experiment with your mermaid, where you hook the crook of your left elbow over the top of your left knee and consider rising in your right arm. You might even be able to bind your fingers overhead. Whenever you choose something in your movement classes, your yoga classes, just hope that it lights you up. That's always the goal. What will make me feel the best here? Slowly, slowly making your way out from wherever you are. Lean back. Let your legs stretch forward. Just chilling for a second. Send your legs out, or some of you might like to windshield light. Whatever would feel really nice for you to decompress. I always like to move through my toes and ankles. Jiggle a little bit through my knees because they were bent, right? Great work. We're gonna find tabletop to finish our class today. Now, those of you that have to go, it is 1:54. We have a little tabletop sequence coming. So just take about 3 or 4 more breaths if you have to leave at 1:55, and then we will see you next week. For those of us that are staying, we're gonna tuck our toes here, working just a little bit into our core, and then a bunch of stretches. Hands right under your shoulders. Once toes are tucked, boost your knees no more than 2 inches up, just about an inch or so. All we have to do is hang out, yogis. You feel your thighs? Good thing we stretched them a bunch today, because now we're gonna ask them to be a little strong. Hanging out. You're welcome to move a little side to side from your thumb to your baby finger. We're not done yet. Can you stay longer? I knew you could. Come on, hang on with me. Tap your knees down, well done. Whoo, wow. Send your left leg out to the side. Walk your hands over to your left big toe. Think downward facing dog upper body. And draw your ears down between your elbows. Take a huge breath in. Try to open the right side body. I'm hoping you're noticing something in the underside of your right shoulder blade. Walk your hands back to the center. Roll to rise. Stand up on your right shin. If you need to get something comfy under your knee, take that time. That'll really help. Lean a little to the right. Option to stay right here, or we're going to teeter-totter. Lift your left foot. You might just lift to your big toe. That's great. But try to lift. Really lift. You got it? Wow, that is really challenging. Have some fun with it. It's fun to do a little balance at the end here. Drop your toes back down. Release your fingers. Come back to tabletop. And your right knee gets a break. Let's lift right away. Tuck your toes. Lift just 1 inch. Maybe 2 tops, okay? Good work, yogis. Come on, tap into your inner strength. Light that fire in your belly that's gonna keep you going very productively today, energetically. No mid-afternoon slump after yoga. We got this. One more big breath. Come on, I believe in you. Tap your knees down. Whew. You gotta open mouth side there. Let go of that heat. Whew. Let your right foot stick all the way out to the side. Soft knee. And start to walk your fingers towards your right big toe. Think down dog upper body. So we're gonna get long in the arms and then bow our upper bodies down. Ears between our elbows if possible. Finding that really amazing breath. Cycle it all the way up and in to the right inner thigh. Out and down the outer thigh. One more. Come big into your arms here. Breathe under that left shoulder blade. Feel it lift. And then plug back down. Walk fingers back forward in front of your left knee. Roll to rise. We're going to stand on left knee. It'll be worth it to get cozy, right? So roll your mat or put something soft into that knee. Lean left. This is a great place to stay. You can lift your right heel or you can lift your whole foot. Ready? I'm with you. We're always together doing this stuff, so you're never alone. You know that you can do this. Just have to dig deep sometimes. And sometimes you just have to cheat. Like I just found my ball. Just hanging on my ball. I'm balancing, right? One more breath in your attempt. Land softly. Fingers fall. It is our last one, but we're going for it, yogis. Draw your knees back in under your hips. Toes tuck. 3 huge breaths. And don't you race. They've got to be 4-second minimum breaths, okay? Lift, squeeze, breathe in. 3, 2, 1, breathe out. You're welcome to stay longer. Breathe in. And out. Yes, you can. Remind yourself you can. In. And out. Drop your knees. Whew. Tops of feet fall flat. Sit back on your heels. Oh. Man, that's tough. Good tough though, right? You did it. I'm so proud of you. Let's walk our hands behind us for our last quad stretch of today. I like you guys to swivel your fingers somewhere that helps you open your chest, right? So if they face your toes, sometimes shoulders are forward. Turn them back. Whoosh. There we go. Lift your heart. You can leave your buns on your heels or you can rise through your buns. What feels good in your body? If you're tented in your fingertips, pull the finger pads towards one another. Big breath in. If that feels too much, you can always make a little fist behind you. Big breath in, last stretch, big squeeze through your backside, especially if it's lifted off of your heels. Open your hips. Let them softly land back down. Oh man, that was awesome at the end. Good work, yogis. Chin to chest, move hands in front of knees. Retuck your toes. Crouch back. That means lift your knees and sit close to your heels. Great, great stretch for your calves and the back of your ankles, including your Achilles tendons. Lift your hips high. Fold heavily over your thighs. Let's roll ourselves to rise. I love to drag finger pads or nails over body. Very stimulating, very loving. You need a little caress. Drag it over your face, your skull, your hair. As the tip top finds its way into your body, lift a little longer, and let's just take a mental snapshot of this amazing, long, energized spine. Keep it as you bow to your amazing practice. I bow to you because you are incredible, inspirational, and I admire you deeply. Thank you for practicing with me. Thank you for allowing me to lead you, and namaste, yogis. My light honors yours.